Good day to you all. Thank you for tuning in to this OMFIF Digital Monetary Institute video. My name is Chris Ostrowski. I'm the Commercial Director at OMFIF, and I am delighted that we have our friend Sky Gao from Cypherium with us here today. We launched the Future of Payments report on the 10th of December, and it was a fascinating insight into what the future of payments is going to look like into 2021 and beyond. One of our respondents spoke about a 192% increase in internet transfers during the pandemic, and 75% of our respondents from the central banks said that the biggest issue facing them when they were considering digital currencies and digital payments was the issue of governance. So that is a fascinating insight, and there's lots more to come. Please do download the report on www.omfif.org. But this brings me to my first question to you, Sky. When we look at central bank digital currencies, they are a central bank asset, a sovereign centralized asset run by a sovereign authority. But the origins of blockchain and Bitcoin are very different, and they were designed to create an alternative to this centralized approach. Where do you see the role of blockchains in the development of CBDC, considering their different heritage?
The original goal of Satoshi, who introduced the blockchain, was to create an immutable ledger in a trustless system by trunking the transaction history into blocks. And each block is a piece of transaction data linked by cryptographic algorithms. And CBDCs share many characteristics with the Bitcoin blockchain. First, the blockchain can serve as an infrastructure of CBDCs. A CBDC can be issued on a private blockchain governed by the central bank, while all the transactions are still cryptographically linked. Blockchain can resist a crash failure because it's a distributed system, and it's very critical for the CBDCs running, because CBDC must run without downtime. Blockchain can also function as a reference of data integrity for financial transactions. The biggest challenge CBDCs are facing is security. Identity theft and unauthorized transactions are on the rise. Blockchain does not rely on centralized storage and can eliminate the chance of massive data breaches. Only the holder of the private key can sign a transaction, and no one can forge one. This feature frees the central banks from the responsibility of protecting the user's private data. Blockchain can also enable programmability. Smart contracts can make automatic payment and more complex financial logics, and more products can be developed.
One of the things we always notice, and we see this in the report and all the meetings we do at the Digital Monetary Institute, is the centralized nature of how central banks think of this. If we take the Riksbank in Sweden as one example, they're looking into a DLT-based infrastructure inspired by blockchain, but with some centralized management. Can you see the trade-off working between the centralized management and the DLT-based infrastructure on a blockchain?
A central bank issued digital currency will inevitably be centralized. A centralized DLT means that the data will be stored on a distributed network system, but the network is managed by a single party. The data on a centralized blockchain will still be traceable and immutable. Even for centralized systems, blockchain can still offer benefits such as prevention of single point of failure and protection of data integrity. CBDC must run 24/7, and only distributed systems can satisfy this requirement. The Riksbank's design is a good balance that combines the benefit of blockchain and the governance of central banks.
In terms of the opportunities that blockchain can bring to public payment systems, such as mobile money, e-wallets, wallet services, things that you can do on your phone, where do you see blockchain providing the most obvious advantage in these processes, and how will the end user see these advantages? If you've got a few examples, that would be great.
Sure. First, the blockchain can make cross-border transaction settlement faster and cheaper. If the sender and the receiver are in different countries, the payment can be done at very low cost and almost no wait time. Blockchain-based decentralized ID can prevent personal data theft and strengthen consumers' confidence in mobile and online payment. Consumers no longer need to worry about the abuse of their personal data or unauthorized access of their personal wallets, making online payments more popular. Blockchain can also extend financial inclusion to unbanked population. Blockchain payments do not rely on bank accounts. Anyone with a smartphone or computer can send or receive payments. This will in turn promote the use of mobile payments.
Thank you, Sky. And in terms of the future for alternative currencies, crypto assets such as Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, and also some of the newer entrants from the private sector, some of the stable coins, where do you see their future in the next 5 to 10 years? If you can look forward and see what will develop the most, will it be the kind of Bitcoin crypto assets type activity? Will it be the stable coins? Will it be a formalized CBDC? Where do you see the future going over the next 5 to 10 years?
So Bitcoin has reached historic high this year. Crypto assets will definitely see more market demand and opportunities. More institutional buyers will be adding cryptos into their investment portfolio. Private sector stablecoins are backed by the government-issued currencies and still subject to the government regulations. Their success depends on their underlying fiat currency. They will be competing with CBDCs. Consumers will likely use stablecoins for payment and crypto assets for investment. Also, more crypto assets will have real-world connection. The financial industry will transition to the digital era. Most of the financial contracts will be written and executed by computer codes. The movement of money will become easier to take global financial liquidity to an unprecedented level.
Thank you very much, Sky. Well, that paints a fascinating future in this most exciting of decades in finance and technology. We will certainly be in a different place in 10 years' time from where we are now. So if you haven't already downloaded the Future of Payments report, go on to onfifth.org now and do so. It's a fascinating read. Thank you for your contribution to that report, Sky, and your insight today as well. Thank you for watching this Digital Monetary Institute video with Sky Gao from Cypherium and me, Chris Ostrowski from OnFifth. Thank you.